I'm Matt Bishar with NAREIT's REIT.com here in New York City for REITWeek 2015. Joining me today is Miguel Aliaga, Chief Financial Officer with Fibra Inn. Miguel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Matt.
Could you start by giving me an overview of the Mexican Fibra or a REIT market?
Well, the REIT market in Mexico is pretty new. It started with the first IPO in 2011. Fibra Inn, the company I represent, went on IPO in March 2013. So it's pretty new. It's the average market cap of the Fibras in Mexico is about $1.8 billion. Of course, ranging from the larger ones that may be about $8 billion to the smaller ones that are still maybe $250 million.
As you mentioned, Fibras are still relatively new. Do you feel like investors are becoming more comfortable investing in Fibras?
Well, that's a good point. The idea for us, and in general for all the Fibras industry, the Fibras segment in Mexico, is to, of course, to become more visible in the market, not only for the Mexican investors, but of course for the international investors, in order for everybody to know what we are doing, and that finally this is a very interesting vehicle for everybody.
Now, your company, Fibra Inn, is focused on the lodging space. And when looking to grow in the Mexican lodging market, are you finding better opportunities in developing new assets or acquiring existing ones?
Well, we are more focused on acquiring assets than developing. The truth is that developing is more in strategic locations where maybe the demand is not growing, or we don't want to add a new hotel, for example, or there's another opportunity, and then we develop a hotel. But there's opportunities to acquire. We better like also acquisitions, because the first day we get the acquisition is the first day it starts bringing new assets and new volume to our Fibra.
And 2015 is off to a great start for Fibra Inn, with operating results showing strength pretty much across the board. Is this the results in improvements in the economy or initiatives being taken by the company?
Well, it's both things. No? Of course, we have been benefited at some point on the exchange rate between the peso and the US dollars, because some of our rates, the daily rates, are some of them based in US dollars. But it's important to mention, Fibra Inn has spent a lot of time on putting inside a company a very good and a very qualified management team in order to continue this growth that we are expecting. So it's a mix of both things that we are doing well, on looking for better acquisitions, and of course on transforming those hotels that we already bought in better assets for the Fibra. So it's a mix of many things.
Great. Well, Miguel, thank you so much for telling us a little bit about the Fibra market.
Thank you very much.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.